Hi, I'm Sean Reardon, Mayor of Newburyport, and welcome to the latest edition of the Mayor's Corner. It is a beautiful day here in Newburyport, and I feel like summer's pretty much here. We've had some pretty good weather this week, a little rainy, but there's just lots going on, so let's just get right to it. First of all, happy Flag Day. I love Flag Day. It ties right into the Flag Day 5K that just happened this past weekend, the First Lieutenant Derek Hines Flag Day 5K. Really incredible event on Saturday. The weather cleared up just in time for just a beautiful race. I actually walked it with my dad, which was fun for us to do together. Just kind of chit-chat the whole time. There were so many people out on the route. And then just the experience of getting to speak for the crowd and for the race. I get to do that. This is my second year doing that. I was accompanied by our veterans director, Kevin Hunt, and address the crowd. But Trevor Hines, who is Derek's brother, runs that organization and does all the outreach. And he just does such a great job emceeing that event. Talking about all the great work that's happening with our veterans, all the money that goes right back out to help veterans, not only in the Commonwealth, in the local area, but across the country. And then just that connection to Derek and the Army, and we actually had people from his unit there, and then people in the unit currently over Italy that came back for this event. So it was really just an incredible event. So again, heartfelt thank you to the Hines family and all they do, and their incredible foundation that they've formed in memory of a true Newburyport hero. So that was Saturday. That was really great. Again, it's Flag Day, so Flag Day always was special for me growing up because it was my grandfather's birthday, and you guys hear me talk about my grandfather all the time. But Warren Oliver Page, longtime fire chief here in Newburyport, this was his birthday. He would have been 102 today, so I always think of him this day. We always had a big party. His birthday was always such a big deal. But I love Flag Day, and I love that the race comes on Flag Day because it's right between Memorial Day and 4th of July, right? So it's a perfect time to remember a veteran who paid the ultimate price, the ultimate sacrifice. He gave all for his country. And like I said, I love that they have this event every year. It's the 12th year of it. It just keeps getting bigger and better. We also had the Firefighters Memorial Sunday at the firehouse, which was great. Just a wonderful event. Chief Bradbury did a wonderful job. And then afterwards, he actually got sworn in officially along with 5 other firefighters. So just congratulations to Steve Bradbury, our new fire chief, and just for all the great work he's doing. And it was just a great time to remember, what a dangerous and important role a firefighter has. And I love being a part of that every year. I was a part of that as a kid. Again, with my grandfather being fire chief, I remember the last Fireman's Sunday when I was very, very little at Market Square at the old firehouse, and then I remember the first Fireman's Sunday at the new one in 1979 up on Greenleaf Street. And this past Sunday had a feel like those days. Huge crowd, just very a sense of family, a sense of community, and it was really just great to be a part of. So it was great to be there. What else is going on? So Friday, we're going to be celebrating Juneteenth here at City Hall with our flag raising, okay? And so this year we're doing it a little bit later in the afternoon, so it's kind of late on a Friday afternoon, but we thought we'd try this out just to see if it would open it up to more people being able to attend, opposed to doing it in the morning or around lunchtime. So we're doing it at 5 p.m., and we're going to have a list of speakers. There should be some music. We'll shut down Pleasant Street here in front of City Hall. I certainly want to thank Tina Lose for all her work that she puts into this, as well as the DEI Alliance. That's going to be 5 p.m. at City Hall, and it should be a great ceremony and celebration. And also, just a reminder, because this is still a fairly new holiday, that means Monday is a federal holiday, and city buildings will be closed, so it will be a long weekend. But just a reminder about that. But we're excited to celebrate Juneteenth on Friday. Schools are out for summer starting today. I'm filming this on Wednesday. It's just about lunchtime, so my kids will be getting out for the summer. So I just want to first of all say thank you to all of our teachers, educators, janitors, cafeteria workers, anyone working in our schools today. Thank you for all the time you put into our kids, keeping them safe, keeping them moving towards this path for their education. It takes a lot. We have close to 500, over 500 employees for our public school district here in Newburyport, and it's just a huge effort. And again, we appreciate all you do. I have 3 kids, as you know, in our schools, Sadie, Ruby, and Ollie, and all of them just had phenomenal years at 3 different schools here in Newburyport. And I know how lucky we are to have such great schools and a great school system for our kids here in Newburyport. So again, enjoy the summer. I hope all you teachers, if you get a little break. Again, my dad was a teacher, so he didn't take much of a break. He worked a lot of camps in the summer, but enjoy this time off, whatever you choose to do with it. You've certainly earned it. And we have a kind of a longer summer this year, right? So we're getting out on June 14th, which is great, earlier than I would say in past years. And then we're also going back a little later because we have an after Labor Day start this year. So really long summer for everybody, so I hope everyone can get out there and enjoy it. And it's just going to be awesome here in Newburyport this summer. The budget process is still moving on. We had our last department go ahead of the budget hearing at City Council last night. It was DPS, Water Sewer Department. We had a really great conversation around those 2 budgets, the 2 new positions that we're looking for around engineering in those departments. We had a great talk around the capital improvement plan for water and sewer. And then we also had a great discussion around water sewer rates. So all this information is available online. We're really looking to do a modest increase in water sewer rates this year, and that's reflected in our budget. And then we're also trying not to use our retained earnings in water and sewer this year as well. So a modest increase, and again, this goes back, we had this conversation a lot last year, my first year, but we had such a long period in time that we were not touching our water sewer rates in the city that, we did a rate study and we're way behind the ball. So we are trying to catch up, but we're trying to make that impact minimal to residents. So again, all that information is online. Please check it out. Reach out to your counselors or reach out to the mayor's office with any questions. But we kind of laid the roadmap of the next couple years, and a lot of it is we have a lot of infrastructure projects coming down the pike. You've heard me talk about Indian Hill before. We have improvements to the water treatment plant that we're looking at right now. We have a clarifier project at the sewer plant. So we have all these projects going on, and they're in the design phase. But the idea is to get as many of these projects as we can shovel ready, because if there is money to go out there and get, we need to have a shovel ready project to go do that. So you'll see a lot of this will be funds getting to that design phase up and running, so we get it close to 100% as possible, so we can actually aggressively go after some of these funds for some of these really important projects. And I've talked about Indian Hill. That is an incredibly important project for our city's water redundancy, to have that pipeline go from the largest reservoir up at Indian Hill right to our water treatment plant. We talk about taste and odor of our water a lot. Improvements and looking at what we can do to improve our water treatment plant, that all falls under that study. So again, a lot of great things, and all that information is located online. But I thought our water sewer department, again, led by our new director, Wayne Amaral, did a really great job going through all that last night with the city council. So now we're at the end, right? So Thursday will be the first deliberation period for our FY24 budget. So if you haven't yet, please check it out. And if there's things that you want to come advocate for, this is your time to do that. It might be a project that you want. We're trying to use ARPA funds to do a much needed safety project down at the Pioneer League, which is called Lower Atkinson Field. We're trying to get that parking off of Merrimack Street, so it's a lot safer going in and out, so you're not backing out. But we have a big project that we're asking funds for that would just make that area so much safer. So if there are things like that, we're trying to do a data center on the IT side. We are moving forward in a lot of different projects across the city. If there's something that speaks to you, the city lights downtown, we have requests in there for funding we're replacing all the lamp posts in town with brand new lighting. This is a big project. We got a little bit of funds already for it, but now we're asking for more so we can do even more of that project this year. So there's a lot of projects like that in there in our capital improvement plan. That's going to be voted on next Tuesday. And what else? And there just might be things in the budget. You might really, think we need another person in our planning office, which we're trying to get that economic and community development manager position passed. Reach out to your counselors. I mean, I think that gives us a lot more bandwidth in the planning office, and we can start, going into some of these economic development issues that were, or action items that were brought up in that new comprehensive economic development strategy that we just did. So there's a lot of good things in that budget, and I do think, overall it's a fairly modest budget, but it moves us forward in a lot of critical areas. We're also adding money to a traffic safety and sidewalks line item in our DPS budget, so we can do more of these projects around the city that just need a sidewalk fixed, or they just need a sidewalk in general, or we can look at an intersection like down at the bottom of Kent and Merrimack Street and look for ways to improve that. So there's a lot of things in that budget, and a lot of those things come right back to you as far as quality of life issues here in Newburyport. So please check that out. What else is going on? We talked a little bit about the library last week. I just want to give you a little bit of update. We're moving forward with our library search for the next head librarian. The library board of directors is working on that. I'm an ex officio member of that board. And then there's also been some press around my decision to pause the volunteer program at the library. And so we had a complaint from the Ask Me Union. That's the union for the library employees up at the Newburyport Public Library. And again, these were not things that just came up. These have been issues and problems that have been kind of building for years. I've talked to past employees of the library, past directors of the library, and these things have been kind of percolating for years. So they came to a head, and the employees decided to go to the union and file a grievance. So I thought it was the best decision to pause it for now. And just so everyone knows out there, we're talking about 10 volunteers at the library. So, and I think there's a way we can make this work for everybody. So that's why we've decided to pause it right now. And then we're going to work with the union and come up with a solution. So I'll keep you informed on that. Again, this isn't something we're going to rush to do. We want to get it right, and we want to find a solution that works for everybody. So that's where we're at with that. If you have any questions, please reach out. Again, we have a wonderful library. We have an archival center that's part of that. Most of these volunteers worked in the archival center. I mean, there's probably 98% of the population hasn't stepped foot in the archival center before, but it's a wonderful resource we have here in Newburyport. Again, being a historic seaport, we have just so much, we have such a rich collection of history here. So it's a wonderful thing to have at our library. And so again, we're just finding a way to find a volunteer program that works for everybody. And again, these 10 volunteers I've reached out to, and again, hopefully we can get them back in the building doing some meaningful work for the Newburyport Public Library. But I'll keep you posted on that. Streets and sidewalk work is still going on across the city. We're actually going to have a big painting, sidewalk painting and line painting project happening this summer as well. But streets and sidewalks are still moving along. We finished Peters Road, we finished Fruit Street, we finished Fair Street, Hoyts Lane, parts of Longfellow, parts of Curzon Mill Road. Oh, we got 2 minutes to go, yikes. So that's moving right along. Christopher and Plummer will be the next couple of weeks, and we're still moving forward with Noble Street. There's still a lot of design and a lot of roadblocks we're running into on Noble Street, but we're still planning on getting to that this year. We just got to figure out the best way to do it. And just so this weekend, I just want to let you know, Saturday, I'm going to be on Local Pulse with Joe DiBiase. Please check in. 9 o'clock in the morning, I'll be on there. And then there's also the favorite poem project that I'm taking part in at the Firehouse, and that's at 2 p.m. I'm going to be reading a poem by Fran Dalton, who was celebrated earlier this year, if you remember. So I'm excited to read one of her poems there, especially during Pride Month. I think that's perfect. And lastly, I just want to give you a heads up. So in your water bill, you'll see another message from me like I did on the last water bill. But one of the things I'm going to talk about on there is Flash Vote. And so Flash Vote is something that we're just working with, and it's something you can sign up for. We're going to have information on the website. I'm not going to go into it in depth here, but it's a way for you to fill out surveys that we put out. It's like a polling. It's a way for us to get information, civic engagement from you about certain things going on around town. So check it out, Flash Vote, www.flashvote/newburyport.com. Nope, I said that wrong. www.flashvote.com/Newburyport. That's how you sign up. You can also do it by phone. So we're going to put out the information, but it's a great way to get information from residents and help us make some decisions on how we move forward in a lot of areas. So Flash Vote, think about it. And that's my Mayor's Corner this week. I hope everyone has a great weekend. There's lots going on, and I will see you all next time on the Mayor's Corner.